First thing that you want to do is smooth out the bottom part of your box where your base is attached. Sometimes that bottom slab that we put on can exceed out past the bottom part of the box. So whenever you're cleaning that up, use the flat hand side of the rib tool to make it flush with the walls of your box. When you're scraping off the walls of your box, you want to use the rounded side. You don't want to use the straight side because the straight side could actually put scores into the side of the box. So only use the rounded side when smoothing out the side. Use the flat side of the rib tool whenever you're cleaning up your corners. Notice I'm starting at the bottom and I'm dragging up. I'm going to have to drag up from both sides of the corner. And I'm going back and forth from, the one side, cleaning off my rib tool, and then going off to the other side. You're going to have to do this back and forth motion where you're going to cleaning off one corner and then cleaning off the other side of the corner. Every time after you swipe up, you always want to clean off the rib tool. Those extra bits of clay that get on the rib tool can then be imprinted into the clay and create more grooves. You have to clean off every surface of this box. So clean off the top portion, and I'm doing that same technique that I did for my corner where I'm dragging it across the top, cleaning off the rib tool, dragging it across the outside, as well as doing it on the inside. Because when you drag your tool across the top of the box, that clay that you're smoothing out is getting pushed out to the side. So you have to clean that up. And you can start to see how nice and crisp and clean that corner is looking compared to how it looked a couple seconds ago. When I get to this point of cleaning up my corners, I'm just kind of dragging the tool really gently across the corner. I'm not pressing too hard because I don't want to indent that perfect corner seam. So I only am pressing a little bit harder right at the beginning whenever I'm smoothing it out. And always go back around all sides of your box because as you're scraping that rib tool up and over, that clay is getting pushed out in different areas. Like on the bottom parts, that clay can get pushed out past the sides, and you have to clean the bottom part of your box as well. So try to have every corner or edge of your box be a perfect 90-degree crisp angle. Whenever you're cleaning the inside of the box, really take your time. Use the flat hand side of your rib tool and just gently scrape it across the inside seam. And don't forget to make the top portion of the box nice and flat as well. Next, you can take your elephant ear sponge, dip it in some water, and squeeze out all the extra water so where the elephant ear sponge is just damp. And then I'm very, very lightly dragging across the sides of my box and very, very lightly dragging across my corners. I don't want to press hard around my corners because I don't want my corners to be round. I want them to be nice and crisp. You can see that my corner there got a little too round with this sponge, so I'm going back in with the flat side of my rib tool to make it nice and crisp again. Elephant ear sponge is just meant to get rid of extra little bits of imperfections. Do not use the elephant ear sponge as the only tool to try to get everything nice and smooth. If you use it too much, you'll weaken the clay structure and your box is going to begin to sag. So that's what the box should look like when you're done. Really nice, crisp, clean, smooth sides. And the inside should be smooth as well. So take that nice wooden modeling tool that you have that has the rounded edge. And it's hard to see what I'm doing, but I'm taking that rounded edge and I'm dragging it across the inner seam for all four corners of my box. This is going to ensure that my seams are fully shut closed. If you would happen to have any gaps within your seams, then you need to go back in, squeeze those corners together a little bit more, maybe add some slip in there, and then take that nice rounded smooth wooden modeling tool and drag it across the corners to get a really nice smooth transition. You also need to do this around the inside bottom part of the base of where the walls attach to the base itself. And then always use that elephant ear sponge just to kind of, go over any minor errors, and then you should be all set and have a nice clean box.